This one with this guy, Chef Rick Roman in the house.
Hello.
We've already sold out of one choice, and now we've got 3 different options to choose from with the Chefologist 3-stage knife sharpener with scissor sharpener for $16.99 or 3 easy payments of $5.66. Chef Rick has got your white option. We also have it available down here in the gray as well as the black. We sold out of one color earlier on. We sold out of 2 colors even before the show started. This is wonderful because there's no reorder, and these are final quantities, and this is the best way to give those knives back a little bit of life and sharpness again, right?
Yeah, I always say when you have a Chefologist knife sharpener, every knife can be like brand new in your kitchen, and a knife's the most important tool because if it's dull, it's dangerous, and it's also not effective. So let's show you why is Chefologist safe and easy. First of all, suction cup design. We have a large suction cup on the bottom of this, and what that does is any smooth, clean countertop, you push down and turn that dial. What does that do? Secures it to the counter. And the reason that's important is so many knife sharpeners you have to hold and your hand is near the blade, which is very dangerous. Now, I can, with one hand, whether righty or lefty, take any steel blade. And this is a 30-year-old knife from one of my catering businesses, from when I used to have it way back when.
Nice.
I went through stage 1, which is tungsten carbide. That breaks down the metal on the knife, re-edges it. The second stage here are diamond honing bars. That smooths out the edge. Then finally, the ceramic honing bars polish the edge. So this knife, which is 30 years old, now has that, you can see, it looks like a little razor blade, like it was brand new.
Right.
I'll come over to a tomato because tomatoes are notoriously the most difficult to cut because it's a nightshade.
Totally.
I want to see, when you have a sharp blade, look at the knife. I don't have to use any pressure. I just literally glide the knife. Thicker, thin slices. It doesn't tear at that ripe tomato. I just get beautiful, perfect cuts.
Wow.
That is how every knife can be like brand new, just with about 30 seconds with your Chefologist sharpener.
That is awesome. Now, when I first started working here, I presented this, and my dad called me right after the show, and he was like, should I pick that up? And I'm like, yes, I will. Let's send it to you right now. Because my dad's always like sawing with his knives. That's dangerous.
It is. So this is a knife that's indicative of what a lot of people have in the drawer. They take it out of the drawer.
Right.
They try to cut. And I have a sponge here, and you can see I am sawing away. It won't go through the sponge. So we're going to take this knife live. We'll go to our sharpener. Tungsten carbide. That's that metal, and you can hear it grinding. It's actually harder than the steel on your blade, and in a matter of 6 to 8 passes, I've now put a new edge. Now I go to the second stage, and I go those diamond honing bars. Those are smoothing out, really giving that factory finish edge. And then last but not least, the ceramic honing bars. Now you always want to wash or wipe your blade before you use it after your knife. But now let's go back to that sponge. Remember a moment ago, I couldn't cut the sponge? Well, check this out. Not only can I cut the sponge, I can cut a thin, razor thin piece. This knife is now like brand new in 30 seconds.
It's wild.
I mean, that's just that's that right there in a nutshell. Every knife can be sharp as the day it was new for you.
Absolutely. And you're saving $12 off of that original QVC price that was $29 to pick this up right now for $16.99 or 3 easy payments of $5.66. Rick has the white choice that we have right here. This is the most limited color we have. We only have about 200 remaining in this one, but we still have the gray that you see down here as well as the black. We have 400 remaining in the black. We've sold out of many, many colors, including one earlier on. But think about the amount of money that you've paid for those fancy knives once upon a time ago that don't quite cut the same way they used to, right?
Yeah, it's such a common thing. I help people cook in the kitchen. Their knives are dull, and it's a lot of people have what's called a steel. They buy the knife block set, and there's this metal rod. Well, to use a steel, you have to get the exact angle, or you actually dull the knife. And then look at this. Look how dangerous this is. I'm sharpening the knife. What if I slip? I could cut myself.
Yikes.
I don't want to use this. We wanted to give you something here that's secure. So that means it stays firm to the counter. That suction cup design prevents it from moving. So now, whether you're lefty or righty, with one hand, in one direction, there's an arrow that actually tells you on top of the sharpener, you lift and pull, lift and pull. So any steel blade in your kitchen can go through 3 stages of knife sharpening, right? I just lift and pull, and in a matter of 30 seconds, you have, look at that. Now, look at how gentle I can slice through cucumbers, and it doesn't require sawing or pressure because this knife is now sharp as the day it was new. So you can see it cuts perfectly. Wow. Every blade can be that sharp again in your arsenal.
That is fantastic. I mean, think about the knives that you're cooking with. Think about your steak knives. Think about entertaining. Do you want to see your guests, your family, and friends sawing into something?
Yeah.
They should
exactly.
be able to with ease. And the fact that you're using a serrated knife on here too?
Serrated can be used as well. You know, a lot of sharpeners are limited and only can do straight edge, just can do serrated. And the beauty of this is it doesn't take any skill. So many people, they struggle trying to get their knives sharp. If you can drag and lift, you can do it. And I always point out here, when you see a sharp blade, it looks like the metal is so shiny. That's because you've re-edged, you've taken metal off by sharpening it down to the way it was right out of the factory. That's why it cuts so perfectly through the food.
That's great. That's great. I mean, not only can you sharpen like the knives that you're cooking with, but even maybe like your little camping knives as well, right?
Yeah, I got to tell you, if you know somebody that hunts or fishes, this is a great gift. They throw this in their tackle box or in the truck, and they can take the fillet knives, those pocket knives, and you want to talk about sharp. Now, I normally wouldn't cut a grape, but I just want you to see this blade. I'm going to go to a grape here. We're going to cut a slice, and then I'm going to cut a really thin sliver. And notice how it doesn't tear the skin. That awesome. Blade is sharp. You know, if you want to fillet a fish, and you can see the edge of the knife. You see how shiny that is? Because it's super sharp. That's the way the blade is supposed to be. But every knife gets dull as you use it because you're cutting on a hard surface, so it flattens the blade out. You're re-edging that angle into the knife.
That's exactly what you need. And now you can give life back to all of those knives in your kitchen right now with the Chefologist 3-stage knife sharpener with scissor sharpener as well. So really quick here, let's take a look at what this does.
Yeah, so the last edge here is our scissor sharpener. The reason I put this at the edge of the counter is because a scissor, if it doesn't come apart, one edge has to hang down. Because remember with a scissor, only one side is the edge. So the other side, you flip it over, you're sharpening one side. That quickly, beautifully sharp scissors.
Oh, love that. $16.99, 3 easy payments of $5.66. Buddy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, don't go too far.
No, I won't.
Mr. Rick Roman's coming up
going
on
that
the
way.
holiday right next to us.